100 milligrams. Oh, it's gone.
Shucks.
Billy Comminos pushing hard for a sponsorship.
All right. Um, he's building. We're
He's
building.
building a wall.
Building the Billy wall.
Making Comminos pay for it. That sponsorship, though. 2 XP on that Mountain Dew. You get double the experience. How do you feel about that?
Man, listen, doubling up on experience is strong. I've been playing a MOBA recently, and I've learned experience is critical. Basically, the only way you win the game.
It's a gold game more than an experience game, but sure. I guess you're playing Here's the Storm, which is the complete opposite. All right, here we go. Billy Comminos on Dredge. Turn 1. Faithless Looting, one of the best draws you can have for turn 1.
Doesn't get any better on turn 1.
It does get better, but not much. Bernie went on Grixis control, playing the deck that he piloted to 14th place at SCG Columbus.
Just last weekend.
Just 2 days ago.
So here's the thing. This Grixis control deck is designed to be very interactive.
Absolutely.
This Dredge deck designed to not be interactive.
Absolutely.
At all.
It's a pretty good Dredge. Not amazing.
Yeah, he got the blood gas back.
Yeah, you get another Dredger to fuel your blood gas. Bleh.
Yeah, so we're gonna. I think he gets the Dredge 12 here, right?
If he gets another Dredger, I don't think he has another Dredger in the yard.
No.
There might be a Dakmore salvage there, but I can't see clearly. Nope, just drawing.
All right. All right.
You know, he has a Narcomoeba trigger.
Narcomoeba trigger that he's announced. He's verbalized it here. So the Narcomoeba trigger will then, in turn, trigger these prized amalgams. He has to discard 2 to finish resolving this spell. So he's going to discard Bloodghast and the Golgari Grave Troll.
So this Dredge deck looks
And then he's going to go
mindless,
to the end step.
but it's actually very difficult to sequence plays sometimes.
Sometimes?
Sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, so I think he's in a strong position here. I don't know how Bernie interacts with this kind of start.
So Billy not hitting the second land is going to be pretty rough for him going forward. Bernie, if he has like snap bolt next turn, like he can get right back into this game.
Sure. And I think not hitting the second land forces Billy to not dredge on his draw step. It forces him to draw the card, right?
It depends on what Bernie does. Like, if you think 7 damage is enough, then you can afford to dredge and try to hit
a Dakmore salvage?
A Dakmore salvage, yeah.
Okay. That's what we're going to try and do. Okay, so we got the prize.
There's the salvage.
A Narcomoeba would be huge here.
We also don't know what's in his hand. So if he has, like...
Insolent Neonate? Is that still a card?
That's very much a card. Or another Faithless Looting. Then he can get the salvage back, play the salvage. Oh, he has the Simian Spirit Guide to fuel the Cathartic Reunion.
He's got to discard 2 to keep paying for this. Yeah, just 2, right? Yeah, it's discard 2, draw 3.
So first dredge. 1,
2. And he's okay with dredging the Dakmore salvage back here.
Narcomoeba was very good here.
All right, and then he's got a third draw step here, or a third draw from the.
And he's just drawing.
Okay. Okay. And so that card Billy decided to keep in the graveyard there was Conflagrate?
Conflagrate.
Conflagrate is how you pronounce that?
Yes.
All right. This is a lightning bolt, or a fireball that comes from the graveyard.
Right.
And it requires you to discard X cards, not pay X, which is huge. I mean, I couldn't.
It does require double red, though, which is a little bit of a strain sometimes.
I mean, but I couldn't design a better Magic card for this deck.
I mean, you could, but they'd ban it because it's Dread Return.
Yeah.
And that's
Right.
game.
Yes.
Too much, too fast for Bernie to keep up.
Yeah, it was just too much tuna on the board there. And
Yeah, Billy had some really tight sequencing there. In discarding the appropriate spells and drawing when necessary.
Yeah, I mean he definitely had to make some calls that were important.
Mm-hmm. Even on the keep, like a one-lander is not great.
He had the two faithful salutings, but there were certain points there where he chose to, like not dredge. Were there any points where he chose not to dredge and to draw the card instead?
There were two.
Okay, I don't know. Was it just that there wasn't a dredger?
The second time, definitely there wasn't. The first time I couldn't see the graveyard.
There's a lot of interesting lines. So Bernie's board here can range from. I mean, I have to imagine he played one of these decks last weekend.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine Surgical Extraction is going to make an appearance here.
Yeah, I can't imagine you go 15 rounds and not play against a Dredge deck.
That's the thing with Dredge, though. Like, you can have hands that are just very strong against hate, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so you have to do a little bit of guesswork as to what your opponent's hate's going to be.
Uh-huh.
That's why Surgical Extraction is so good, is because Dredge can't really interact with it.
Okay.
Whereas if you just, like, slam a Rest in Peace, they're just like, alright, whatever, Abrupt Decay it, go off, kill you.
Okay.
So I like Relic over, like, Grafdigger's Cage. Like, stuff that you can get your value out of and just keep going about your business.
All right, I can see where that's the line you want to take. So I don't know exactly which hate Bernie has, but it's got to be something.
Nile Spellbomb's a good one if you're in black.
Sure.
He definitely doesn't want Relic because it shuts off his own Snapcasters. Surgical Extraction's good.
Yeah, Surgical Extraction seems like the one because it actually interacts favorably with your Snapcasters.
Right.
So I imagine that's a card that we want to be seeing.
Dredge isn't a deck that's going to get you with these dink and dunk attacks. They're swinging for 9. They're swinging for 10. So paying 2 life, Billy embarrassing himself on camera with his poor shuffling skills. Paying 2 life isn't a huge deal.
Yeah.
Even if you have to do it multiple times. Because it's that impactful.
Right. Yeah, you're not going to win the game with a narrow margin. You're going to win the game. God, Bernie's looking into the soul of the camera right now.
He's trying to read my mind.
He's already read Billy's.
Bernie, what am I thinking right now?
All right, Bernie, here it comes. I'm sending you thought. Nope.
Oh, he saw your penis and your thoughts.
That's inappropriate.
Can we say that on TV? Can we say penis on TV? Can you say penis on TV?
Yeah, I think so.
You could say penis on TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I mean, I've been watching the news, and I know you can say pussy on TV.
Jake, can we say penis on TV?
Can we say penis on this TV?
Jake, can we say penis on TV? Confirmation? I guess not.
I don't know. All right, we can say dredge on TV.
We can also say
We can
surgical
also
extraction.
say keep. Yep. All right, Billy's gonna mulligan. Bernie's got.
We can say penis.
Surgical extraction. Right in his head.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
They're talking about the potentials of turn ones.
Yeah, turn one's a thing. It's not something that happens often, but it can happen.
Man, if you can play a deck that can turn one but still has game otherwise,
Right.
I don't know that I can pass that up.
All right, so Bernie, 3 lands, a spell snare, a thought scour, and a surgical extraction. Can't imagine that thought scour is going to target his opponent here.
No, that's not something you're interested
That's
in.
not what you want to be.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Billy keeping 6 on the draw gives you a little more flexibility.
Yep. Copperline Gorge. All right. See, this is a
And
great.
we're off.
This,
Oh my. Oh no. No.
we've spell snared. So here's the minimum. The minimum is he got this dredger into his graveyard, and that's something you need to do.
That is something you need to do.
And the question is does Bernie find this dredger important enough to burn the surgical extraction on, or does
So
he
if-
want to wait for the grave troll? Like if Billy had the grave troll, he obviously would have, dredged it. He would have discarded it.
Right. So the thing is, Bernie doesn't have a clock. I feel like if he wanted to play the late game, then not hitting the Life from the Loam is the right call,
Okay.
because you want to hit a more high impact target. If Bernie had a Snapcaster in hand, I could see him hitting.
The life from
The
the
life
loam
from the
and
loam
then
just because you have
snapping
a
to
clock.
hit the better
Right.
target after that.
It does look like he's a
Oh
Tasker.
man, it looks like he drew a second surgical extraction.
This is just going to get gross.
So this blood crypt tapped.
Here's a Tassiger.
We're gonna
Get
cast
rid of all
Tassiger
these
for all of
things.
it.
I like it.
You keep Snapcaster and an inconsequential land in there.
Can't get back the land.
Alright. So now Billy has a pretty good sized dredger in there. That Stinkweed Imp dredge is on 5.
Narcomoeba hard cast.
Alright.
Getting
This is
funky.
getting interesting. This is not a great hand from Billy.
No, this is not a game he's thinking about winning. He's thinking about game 3 right now. This is not a great situation to be in. When your opponent is able to first blood you with a Tassiger, it's not a great place to be.
Hey, can we get an update on this Burning Mountain? Is that a Arabian Nights mountain or just a beta? I know the island is a beta. But I'm trying to see the set symbol.
It's a Korean 4th edition.
All right, Korean 4th edition.
Holy smokes, it's a nice one.
Appreciate the update. That is a nice one. I like it. All right, so Stinkweed Imp has long form Death Touch.
Sure.
I don't know if they ever updated that keyword on it or what, but it definitely has long form Death Touch.
You can have Bolt has been announced.
Billy says, very forlorn. This is not where he wants to be. He wants to be anywhere else in the world right now.
Billy is trying to formulate an excuse to scoop right now. He's like, yeah, I could scoop. Like, if he has this, then yes, the commentators can read everything you say, and we're judging you for it. Bolt to the Stinkweed.
Yep.
Down
Gets
to
in for
12.
4.
No, down to 16. He blocked with the Narcomoeba originally.
And Bernie's just going to churn through more and more deck. Getting the business, putting the not business to the bottom. Alright. Billy with a pretty sad dredge that really didn't do anything.
The saddest.
I think he's gonna boop, get that down. Guess a stinkweed again. And replace the gemstone with another gemstone.
Another bolt.
And so another bolt gets the same stinkweed imp. This is where the dredge deck, I mean, sometimes in old formats, you used to just play dredge to, like, burn them out of cards. Like, Golgari Brown Scale was, like, a huge card sometimes. Because you just kept, like, returning it, getting a couple life, it would block again.
Alright. What old formats are we talking about where Golgari Brown Scale was a huge card?
There was an extended format where Jund decks played Golgari Brown Scale to beat the burn decks.
Okay.
Before Obstinate Bailoff was printed.
I see.
Or Kitchen Finks was printed.
Yeah, that seems a little loose to me, but I mean, sometimes you're desperate.
Yep. So Billy's just going to go to 8-4-0. Or he might just take, depending on Bernie's hand here. Yeah, he's just going to go 8-4-0.
Did Bernie replace my islands in my mountain? Yeah.
All right. So 8. There's a Terminate, Cryptic.
Alright, we got these. Alright, so Bernie has Lightning Bolt. He can shorten the game by a full turn. But I don't think he does, and I don't think he cares.
He's going to fire this up.
Oh, yeah?
I'll concede has been announced.
Yeah.
Do you have the bolt? No. All right, I concede anyway.
We'll go to game 3 here, and
yeah, Billy kept a loose one.
and Billy. Well, if that cathartic reunion resolved, he was in much better shape.
Certainly much better shape, but certainly not great shape.
Sure. I mean, Bernie didn't have to cast either of his sideboard cards that game that
Right.
he was holding in his hand the whole time.
Yeah.
And so I mean, Billy was ultimately never winning. But, like, this game 3, he's got a great chance. He gets to go first.
Notably, you can cast Surgical Extraction for 0.
Mana or life or cards?
Is there another card that does
What?
that, but it's better than
0.
0. Yeah, you don't have to pay mana
You pay
for
the
it.
2 life
You
for it.
2 life, right.
So he can do it in response to something that Billy does on turn 1.
Right.
Correct.
You're not wrong.
So on turn 1, like Billy on the play isn't as big of an advantage as what you're thinking is what I'm saying. There is definitely
would
ways for
still-
Bernie to interact.
I would still give him plus 15%
Whoa.
being on turn 1 versus
Whoa.
being on the draw.
Whoa.
Yeah, man.
15%? That's aggressive.
It's not aggressive. It's how
I
it
think
is.
it's aggressive. So, how lopsided do you think this matchup is?
How lopsided?
Yeah. So, what were Billy's odds of winning on the draw?
he flew to Dallas.
Like 60% maybe.
And so, you think he has a 75% chance to win post board on the play?
Also, I love the fact that the man would put $1,000 on
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
the man would fly across the
Whew.
I'm trying to like do the math in my head. Like
neutral EV.
it's tough.
So, I think
Flying there and opening project is
game 1, Billy's got like an 80% chance to win.
tax of
It's just ridiculous player draw.
50,000.
Game 2 and 3, when there's sideboard hate and there's cards like dead cards get taken out, I think Billy's chances drop to almost even, if not unfavored.
Wow. All right. So Billy's keeping 7 here. That's a good sign.
Keeping 7's a good deal.
Bernie is keeping 7. Billy has a sideboard card to lead off with. Leyline of the Void.
It's pretty strong here.
This exiles Bernie's graveyard, and keeps it exiled. So this is good. This Bernie now Tasker costs 6. Snapcaster Mage is just
Ambush Viper.
Ambush Viper
Without that touch.
without that touch. It's just a guy.
Super loud talker in the background was one James Lopeg.
Oh, can you guys hear the chat out there? Can you guys hear the players? Anyway, so yeah, this is interesting. I think this is where Billy wants to be, because now Bernie's tapped out on turn 1, and Billy's got the coast is clear, man. He can do a lot of damage here.
He can do whatever he likes. Let's see.
I mean, you've
Cathartic
mentioned
Reunion.
that surgical extraction is an instant.
An instant.
It doesn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we got Narcomoeba. And we're gonna dredge 3 more. We got another Narcomoeba. This is very good. Woo wee! See, this is the kind of cathartic reunion Billy wants to reunite with.
Fill in that
So
graveyard.
that was fantastic.
It was very good. No prized amalgams is a little bit rough.
Yeah, I mean that's really the payoff card. That's a card you want to resolve.
Absolutely.
But
Bloodghast is pretty strong.
mhm.
I don't know if he's a land in hand or not.
But we have another dredge coming here, plus 3, 4, 5 years the prized amalgams.
So a land here is a huge deal.
Right, lands the big game.
Oh, he has the life from the loam that he dredged.
Oh sure. So he does get this blood gas trigger this turn, unless
Unless we have a spell
a
snare.
spell snare. Spell snare's bad news. Alright. So Bernie's gonna think about it, and it's gonna earn the spell snare. But
Yeah,
that's okay, we have another shot. We get to dredge it back. And
We could just dredge a Dakmore salvage if we really wanted. Depends on what's in Billy's hand.
I dredge the life from the loam. Because it gives you another shot at more prized amalgams and more. You know what I mean?
Dakmore
You get
salvage
to-
also
You get
dredges.
one more card deep, though, right? Alright, well.
The problem is if you get life from the loam and he
Blood gas
counters it again,
triggers.
then you can't cast it again because of the gemstone cavern.
Oh, sure. But then you got the Dakmore salvage back up.
Sure.
Alright. So what else does Billy have here?
Another life from the loam. Billy loves him some life from the loams.
Yeah, you can. Alright.
All right, this one's gonna look pretty rough for Bernie. Not
Yeah.
drawing any of his sideboard hate.
I count 10. I got count 12 on the board. He's at 13.
That'll do it. Anger of the
Anger of the
Gods
Gods,
makes an
and
appearance.
It's important to remember that exiles those cards, so we're not going to get back any of these. All right, another land. So Billy's just gonna build up his forces.
Has Billy not hit a Faithful Saluting yet?
I don't think he has anything left to dredge in the graveyard.
Well, he's got that Stinkweed Imp.
Well, it just went in.
Okay.
So he dredged back the Stinkweed Imp, puts that one in, and do you want to cast another Life from the Loam? You have 2 Bloodghast and 2 Prized Amalgams left.
Well, if you Life from the Loam, then you get to fill your hand with lands and discard more Dredgers.
I'm sorry, Faithless Looting?
Faithful Saluting, I think you definitely want an explosive draw, or an explosive dredge, as it were.
Alright. So now here's where a Faithless Looting would be huge. Because you get to dredge deeper and get back that Prized Amalgam, hopefully.
Right. Prize Amalgam is definitely what you want to be getting back here.
It's really the prize
Haha.
for,
You made it funny.
playing these dredge cards.
You made it funny.
That's the interesting thing about Modern is that like all these decks make concessions to play, you have to play some marginal cards to make your good cards good.
Sure.
Like if you're playing Affinity, your only good cards are Ravager and Cranial Plating, and you have to play Ornithopter and Memnite and Springleaf Drum.
I won't have you talking smack about Springleaf Drum on my watch.
Springleaf Drum is a horrible Magic card.
I think Springleaf Drum is a great Magic card.
Well, what's it like to be wrong? Because
I
you're
wouldn't
wrong.
know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Well, you're finding out right now. So yeah, Dredge is definitely playing some questionable ones with the prize being Prized Amalgam. Oh, we got a judge call. We got an interesting one. Bernie's all shuffled up and ready to go. He's gonna step aside. He's gonna turn aside and get this judge call going.
Absolutely. Billy does not like this Mountain Dew that he's set up in front of the camera.
No, so don't buy the Mango Mountain Dew. Just buy Baja Blast instead. Enjoy your Taco Bell. Eat fresh.
Eat Fresh is Subway.
I know.
Taco Bell is... We're no longer selling rolled chicken tacos, so you can just skip right over us.
Yeah, what happened with that?
I don't know, man.
Dude, the one that's between my house and my work ran out, like, day 10. Like,
Man.
they were just like, yeah, we don't have this anymore.
We're just flat out.
And, like, they're not interested in replenishing them. And I'm just like, I want all the chicken tacos. All right, so what Bernie's done here is bounce the Leyline of the Void to allow the Cryptic command to be in his graveyard. This might result in... Oh, see, now he can Snapcaster Cryptic if Billy tries to recast the Leyline of the Void. I think Billy might have gained enough advantage to...
I think if he recasts Leyline of the Void, then he lets it resolve, because then he can Tasigur and get back Cryptic Command for free. Like, Leyline of the Void isn't doing much now that he has 6 mana. The big point of Leyline of the Void, turn off Snapcaster, makes Tasigur cost $1 billion.
Right, and it's already done that. That's
Right.
what I'm saying is that I don't even think recasting it's like a legitimate avenue he can think about. I kind of want to cast Life in the Loam. I might be a little interested in resolving a Grave Troll. I think we're going to get Snap Cryptic here, try and gain some advantage.
Sure.
The interesting thing about this Dredge deck is that there's only so many creatures in it, and Billy might just run out of them.
Well, we still have 2 more Bloodghast. If we hit 1 explosive Dredge and get a couple Bloodghast, those things have haste. This game could be over very quickly.
Right. Billy's hunting these. Oh, we've got Conflagrate in the graveyard. He's pulled Conflagrate to the top of his graveyard.
Conflagrate. It's been pulled to the top of the graveyard.
Conflagrate.
Conflagrate.
Conflagrate is on top of the graveyard, and he's considering casting it here for 6.
To put Bernie at 1. I like that play a lot.
It's
the shields are down.
Intense.
Oh, we're just loaming.
All right, we're going to YouTube to confirm this.
Conflagrate.
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
Conflagrate.
Well, I cast
Huh.
Conflagrate.
So this turn, I had. Didn't you loam last turn too? No, I didn't. There's 2 though. Are you looking?
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure he played 1 gemstone mine last turn because I was interested that he was playing even the 4th land at all. Instead of just keeping the cards in hand.
Because I cast a Stinkweed at 1 turn and then played a land on tap. That was last turn. So I'm assuming. And I don't think the gemstone line died this turn. Because last turn.
Yeah, we're questioning how many lands Billy has played.
Did I not play land? Yeah.
Alright. Evidence is inconclusive. Oh, and a top
not
deck
sure.
surgical for Bernie is...
So did Billy end up playing the Conflagrate, or did he life from the loam?
He life from the loam to go for the win on the Conflagrate next turn.
Man, that's it.
So
See,
Conflagrate's a good card.
yeah, this is where I would have just gone for it, put him to 1, and he's got to take care of both your creatures. They both fly.
Sure. But I mean, Cryptic Command taps your guys, gives them a turn. I mean, I kind of understand.
Bolt,
I like forcing him to deal with the Conflagrate here.
right? It turns off 100% of his fetch lands if you put him to 1.
Right. So he can't wait. He has to do it now. He can't do it in response to cast.
Right. I would also probably pay mana for it as well.
Oh, yeah, you definitely don't. And he's only got 2 black sources. But yeah,
Or
you
just
definitely
tap
don't
this
want
swamp
to.
and just.
No, we were talking about him playing Leyline last turn. Because there's been 2 Cryptic Commands cast.
Yeah, I heard.
And the second one did not bounce the Leyline.
Right. All right.
See if he goes for the Conflagrate now. Bernie running some numbers. So there's 2 blood gas left.
What happens if you dredge and there aren't enough cards? Like, it says dredge 6 and you only have 5. Oh, wait.
So the question is, what happens if you only have 5 cards in the library and you say dredge 6? You can't do it. It's a replacement effect, and
Right.
so you have to you have to be able to replace the whole thing. I don't think this is going to interact the way Bernie wants it to. Oh man!
I think he has another
so
Cryptic in
close.
hand.
Does he have another Cryptic in hand? He's going to roll through it here for us. One, 2, 3. All right. Do you just lead off with Conflagrate here? Just see what's up. Or you attack first?
Casting a blood gas.
Oh man! See, this is so good. So if he gets a Bloodghast, it is haste, and then if he attacks, Bernie has to decide whether he's going to take 4 or tap the team with the. If he taps the team with the Cryptic, he's going to lose to
Yeah, he
Conflagrate.
can't. He's got to take the 4.
I think this Bloodghast is just going to earn a bolt, or maybe the Narcomoeba earns the bolt since it's the one that can't come back. Alright. Oh man, this game is so intense. So while this Dredge deck is like very, very explosive, you can see here that like Billy's having to fight through to win this game.
Oh yeah.
It's not a walk in the park.
No, indeed. All right, so.
Oh man. All right, so Bernie taps the team, draws a card. Wow! The draw was Counter Squall. And he's using this in the combat phase, whatever. It's not the main phase. And Conflagrate being a sorcery means that he can't just instant it out from under the target.
Sure.
Oh, that's really interesting. That's a really interesting. Bernie's just checking to make sure there's no other Conflagrates.
So 1 Bloodghast,
One
1
Narcomoeba.
Prize Amalgam, 1 Narcomoeba.
So interesting. Alright.
Alright, so we can go land
Leyline here.
Leyline here, just for Eox.
Yeah, well just to it's not 0. Alright, so Billy's gonna play him face up. The Grave Trolls here might be a legitimate thing. If Billy stops... Gosh, so Billy knows that there is a Narcomoeba, a Bloodghast, and prized amalgams, and a prized amalgam in his deck. There's a prized amalgam in the graveyard, and I think he has about 10, 15 cards left. Do you think he should dredge this Stinkweed back on his draw
Oh,
step?
absolutely. Yeah.
You think?
There's no reason not to. Like, what are you trying to draw?
I'm just wondering. I'm wondering if he can win the game. If you dredge and miss, can you still win the game?
Yeah, you get like 9 turns or whatever. If he has 15, right?
I guess if he has 15, I guess he has a
No, we were talking about cards in library.
yeah. Cards in library is the number I'm interested in.
Yeah, I don't think that's particularly relevant.
Yeah, so what's going to happen here if Bernie activates his Tasker is he's going to exile the top 2 cards of his library and then get back Bolt or Cryptic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13. So he's going to have 8 turns left to win this game.
I think so.
I'd dredge it
14.
once. I'd dredge it once.
Yeah, you definitely dredge it once.
You run it off once. I might even dredge a Life from the Loam to keep the creature count in my graveyard up. I guess if you're gonna do it, you just gotta do it. 3, 4.
There's
All
a
right.
Bloodghast.
Bloodghast, and that's gonna bring back the prized amalgam that's in the graveyard. So he's gonna play this Mana Confluence, sure. Yep.
Prize Amalgam triggered.
Set up this
Just the one.
delayed prized amalgam trigger. The other 2 are exiled, and 1 is in the library. We know this. All right. Bernie's going to take 3, go to 4. And I think Billy should cast one of these Golgari Grave Trolls.
So you're giving Bernie a bolt next turn. And that's just fine.
I have 6.
11/11 Golgari Grave Troll. All right.
So Bernie can't attack this turn. He's definitely going to be blocking. Oh, man.
So yeah, if Billy doesn't activate, if Bernie doesn't activate Tasigur, then Billy knows something's up. So this Snapcaster into Cryptic, although buys him a whole turn, isn't like the end of the world.
Right. I'm wondering if it buys Bernie a path to victory here, though.
Attack for 6.
So if
Tap guys.
if he Snapcasters Cryptics.
Like right now?
No. During Billy's turn, tapping the team, he gets to attack in for 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess Billy untaps and kills him. That's not good.
That's not where you want to be.
That's not. You don't want to make the line that loses you the game. That's a poor choice 100% of the time. So, Eric, there was a lot of talk about banning something in Dredge at the SCG. I think it was like one of the questions they asked people when they top 8'd or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think you should. Like, I don't think anything needs to be banned.
Yeah, when I look at the SCG and I look at the top 32 or 64 decks or whatever, holy smokes! It literally anything you want in there is in there. All right. This one's a 9, so he's just got them all.
Burning with the Damnation. Not going to get him the game here because of these blood gas.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, you can't even
See,
damn
this
it.
Dredge deck has so many angles. Bloodghast is such a high-powered card.
If he had 8 mana, he could Damnation and then Cryptic Command tapping, but it only buys you a turn.
If he had 7, he could Damnation and then Snap Bolt. Does he have a Bolt in his hand? Does he have...
He has a Bolt in the yard, but he doesn't have a Snap in hand. So let's see.
Got Cryptic. Is that what that is?
Yeah, so Cryptic can buy him a turn.
Sure.
But I don't know if there's a path to victory that doesn't involve a Damnation here.
Do you attack with everybody on this Cryptic, since you have Cryptic?
I'm not happy about it.
But so you know Damnation is like your path to victory? And so like, does it... Interesting. So throwing away your Tasker here could be the play, since you know you're going to Cryptic, and then after that you're going to Damnation at some point in time.
Right.
And you have to get in this damage.
You have to get in some damage. Like 4 doesn't seem like a lot, but I mean that could be the difference between winning and losing here.
Right. Okay.
Comfortable just getting in 2.
Tap your team.
Billy's on the... How many cryptics is that?
Yep.
Alright.
Alright.
Let's cast out a Stinky.
Yep, here's Stinkweed Imp.
So he needs a creature that he can play after the Damnation.
There it is.
Snapcaster will do it.
He would have loved to like have a bolt here or whatever, but like...
Well, he can Snapcaster Bolt now.
Well, he doesn't have the mana to, so he has to cast Damnation for 4 mana.
And then he has...
Oh, there we go. Here we go.
Land in hand.
So now he can Damnation, attack for 6. Tasker gets blocked, Damnation. And then when the Bloodghast come back, he snap bolts the Bloodghast.
Blocks one.
Yeah.
But there's a land in hand for Billy. There's a Life from a Loam in hand for Billy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying...
This is a very uphill battle, but Bernie's doing everything he can to stay in this game.
I guess you could counter Squall Life from the Loam, but that's... He just needs all the mana.
He would literally have to do it next turn, and he's not going to have mana to.
Yep. So here comes an attack.
Stinky's going to eat this Tasigur.
And Snapcaster's almost leaving the board.
Billy's got plenty of cards left. And Anger would be a great top deck for sure. But doesn't do anything against these Grave Trolls right now.
Alright, here it comes.
Of note, he does have to fetch, so that's going to put him down to 3.
Right.
I don't know if that's going to matter much, but if there's another Stinkweed Imp or another Narcomoeba that he can cast, like that could be a big deal breaker.
It reads, destroy all creatures cannot be regenerated. There's a Magic the Gathering card.
Also getting back this prized amalgam.
Oh man, prized amalgam follows up behind the Bloodghasts.
Yeah, just... So the prized amalgam's lethal because he has to fetch. So we get to Snapcaster Bolt, but then we have to find an answer for the prized amalgam. We got one draw. Goes to 1.
Oh, he's targeting the bolt. Goes.
There we go. It's a smart
Okay.
play.
All right, that was tight play. Tight play leaves the 1/2 on the board because Billy was predicting. Is it Staticaster there?
Yeah.
Are you just gonna Serum Visions?
He's digging. Terminate.
Is that turn that keeps you alive?
Not if Billy has a land in hand.
Right, but so Billy can Life from the Loam, which is fine for Bernie because he has multiple counter squalls.
Right. But if he just naturally has a land, that's it.
That's the game. Yeah.
If Billy sees it. Like, this is a very complicated board state.
Right. Very complex.
He knows that Billy has another Narcomoeba in his graveyard.
And that
And if
would
he mills it, that's game.
Right. Or yeah, one more Narcomoeba in the library.
There's the land.
Here's a Tassiger.
That's game.
Sure.
Well played. Game
Wow, both
3.
sides played that one really well. It was a really tough board state. All right,
Well-
so we have a very short period of time here. Give us 5 minutes. We're going to go try and eat something.